Hey guys, welcome back for another 5-minute market update. Thanks for just being patient with me while I took the day off on Friday, but it looks like I was not the only one. I'm surprised actually. Friday trading volume looks like as low as a weekend day. So it looks like I wasn't just the only one to take the day off, which is interesting, but we need to be focusing on the price action for BTC right now. And the main things I'm seeing, which are really good things, is that the price of Bitcoin has tested and pierced this long-term overhead resistance line a lot this week. This has been the most aggressive I've seen the price just knocking on this over and over. 1, 2, 3, pierce, test, 3, pierce. That's the second one. So you got 3 and 2. You got another pierce. So we have 3 and 3. But the price still isn't able to push above. This is making me go, wait, what? Why isn't it pushing up higher? Like it's literally just trying to push above this level. And again, I don't want to give the impression that, oh, we're definitely going to be dumping from here. I don't want to dump from here. But whenever BTC stays in a really tight range and does absolutely nothing, it's bearish. And when we couple that with falling volume, and we see that daily volume has not been just super duper pumping all week, but it's actually been falling, and price action stays sideways, this is bearish. I don't care what you say, it is. Yes, I know it's exciting. Yes, we're about to break out. Yes, on balance volume is still looking super duper bullish. Yes, relative strength index is relatively strengthy, I guess. On the 4-hour, there are no other terrible signs that there's going to be this massive pullback other than the TBT bearish divergence signals, which apparently are a nothing burger, which is fine. But it's just, you have to understand how strange it is when price action just does nothing all week. On the weekly candle, it's what we're looking at. Like this is a weird weekly candle, 0.74%, kind of like back here and back here. I don't like this at all. I like this. I like volume. I like a big green candle. Okay. Now, the lack of volatility is being reflected as BVOL70 continues to fall. Yeah, let's see. On Friday's candle, I don't know what yeah is. On Friday's candle, it dropped almost 10%. Thursday, it was down 8%. But most importantly, we're looking at daily RSI down here below 25, which is our bottoming zone. Most likely, we're going to see it kind of continue to just, maybe it'll go up a little bit, maybe, but there's really no volatility happening, especially over this weekend. So my guess is that this will just kind of fall and fall and fall. Unfortunately, we didn't really see a big fat recovery like I was hoping for a lot of these coins, but that's how it goes. Now, let's look at a couple of these that are important right now. For one, Shiba Inu coin, it has pierced this long-term overhead resistance line that's been in place for a long time. My expectation is that perhaps even over the weekend, we could see it test or pierce this level again. It has a target at about 1301. On the 4-hour time frame, we have another TBO close short. It doesn't mean that it's going to necessarily mark the bottom because this was a good reversal signal. This was a good reversal signal. And because of both of these, we saw SHIB move up about 6%. So, I mean, it's almost moved up that far so far. Really, we just need to see a lot of volume. We need to see the price shoot up and cross above this trend line. FET, or Fetch AI, this one has finally done just that, but this is just the first resistance fan line. And usually the first one isn't like this major, incredible reaction. It's going to be the long-term one that's up here. But this is still a great sign. On the 4-hour time frame, there's no bearish signals at all either. Price is just kind of chugging along, which is a really good sign. So I think it should be able to continue to move up higher. Plus, it's inside the daily TBO cloud. Now, Zcash, this is not a positive one. I need you to understand, again, the same thing I just shared about BTC is happening with ZEC. Now, we had a pretty major sell-off back here on April 7th, where we saw the price of Zcash drop like 42% in a day. And then it just kind of grinded down lower. Last week, Sunday, it fell about 11%. And then basically all week, it's done nothing. On balance volume continues to kind of bottom out, but the moving average is super clear. Relative strength index is kind of recovering, but literally there's no volume happening at all with this coin. This is not bullish. I know it's at support right now, but the fact is that these candles are so wimpy This is not a good sign for this chart. If anything, it's very bearish. Now, we've seen good moves and good rallies from Zcash in the past. But whenever we see charts that are doing nothing, going sideways, lack of volume, that's a bearish sign. Now, Core, you might remember this from earlier this week. It printed a TBO open long since then. Yesterday, specifically, it moved up about 5.6%. Relative strength index is very much overbought right now, but look at volume. It continues to outperform. Look at on-balance volume. It's really raging higher. It looks really good. On the 4-hour time frame, it's continuing to push up higher and higher. It's a good looking chart. No complaints. Looks great. Now, let's look at a couple of other charts. Now, this orange tab represents a TBO close short, which is letting us know that our current open short position could be reversing soon. Therefore, you might want to take some profits out of your short. Sometimes these happen on a big fat pump, like back over here in February, and again here, and again here. Other times, it just happens with this little bit of energy. So it's not necessarily about volume, it's about price action. Now, this is a good sign, especially because we're not seeing this, again, mega artificial pump. This is good. My guess is we're going to still see a couple of these coming in. We're not seeing them on the 4-hour, but this is pretty interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. Litecoin, on the 4-hour, it printed another TBO close short, but we've seen many of these and they haven't really resulted in the big boom that we want. Ideally, though, we want to see these orange dots happen right above 4-hour resistance, 4-hour support if possible. Because if they do, that is a really, really good sign, even on the daily time frame. Those are really, really, really good signals. This is a little bit too high. I like these when they're really close like this, to be honest. Pi, this one is looking like it finally wants to start moving up higher. On-balance volume has moved above the moving average. The moving average is starting to slow down, which is good. Volume is still super dead, but relative strength index is moving up higher. Now, in the 4-hour time frame, we're looking at a TBO close short in progress. And look, it's happening right at support. These are the kind of reverse signals I love. This is way too high above support. This is a really good one. Atom has 2 TBO close shorts basically right under 4-hour support. But we have also these TBT bullish divergence signals as well on the 4-hour, nothing really on the daily. So I'm not sure if it's really going to react to it. There's nothing bullish happening on the daily per se, but this is interesting to see this happening here on the 4-hour. On the 4-hour time frame, again, Solana, it's showing a lot of really bearish signals right now. These red tabs are TBT bearish divergence clusters, and a cluster is basically just an extra qualifier. So like if I were to turn off the cluster gap, it would just be more of these pink triangles. But the reason I have this on the indicator is to really draw my attention to when we're just seeing a ton of these in a short amount of time, and that's not a good thing. Could we see Solana shoot up higher? Yeah, of course, definitely we could. But I'm paying attention to this and I'm going, I don't know. And last but not least, FARTCOIN had a significant pullback yesterday after printing TBT bearish divergence signals. I told you guys about this on my Thursday and Friday. Since then, it actually hit up here in resistance and it's fallen down about 23%. Congrats if you took a short on this. I did, and I got stopped down. It didn't hit all my targets, but I still took profit. It's a great chart for trading, guys. Great chart for trading. And speaking of trading, if you guys are needing some help and support with that, go to thebettertraders.com. We have a ton of amazing courses. A good introductory course for people is 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom. Of course, if you want the TBO or TBT divergence, you have to join the club. But there's even more good stuff. We're going to be at Consensus in Toronto on May 15th, 2025 for the Better Trader Summit. There's a lot of information about this. You can get your tickets. We have limited seating that's available in the hotel that we've rented for this. So come, join, learn from me in person, get some support. And until the next time, and also I wish you guys a happy Easter. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.